Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you're all well. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make one of these cute beaded raspberries. So this is what they look like. Very cute. And so to make one of these you're going to need some size 11 seed beads in green for the little top part, and you'll also need size 11 seed beads in your berry colour. I'm using this and it turned out to be kind of the perfect colour for a little berry. Like, it looks really juicy. This or both of these are available on my shop, so I'll link that down below. You'll also need some 6-pound fire line or whatever beading thread you prefer, and you'll need about 23 inches per raspberry, and your beading needle. And that's everything. You'll also need, if you want to attach yours to a head pin or jump ring or anything like that, you'll need that as well. So let's get started. By threading your needle, and then pick up 3 of your red beads, slide those down onto your thread and slide them right down until you've just got maybe 4 or 5 inches of thread, and then sew up through this first one. It's going to bring them together into a little triangle. So now we're going to put 1 bead in between each of those. So picking up 1, coming out of this one on the bottom, you're going to go up through this one on the side, picking up 1, coming out of this one, straight through the next one, picking up 1, coming out of this one, you're going to go straight through the next one and step up into this one above as well, like that. All that tight. So now you should have this. So this time we're going to be going through those 3 beads that we added in that last row, and we're going to be putting 2 beads in between them. So picking up 2, and we're coming out of this one, so you're going to skip over 1 and go through the next one. Then pick up another 2. Now you're coming out of this one, skip over that one and go through the next one. And again picking up 2. Now you're coming out of this one, you're going to skip over 1, go through the next one, and then because it's the end of the row you also want to step up into the bead above, just through those 2, like that. Okay, and then pull that tight, so you should have this. So now you're in between one of those groups of 2 that we added in the row below. You're going to put a bead right down the centre, so picking up 1, going straight through the next bead. This time picking up 1, you're coming out here, you're going to skip over that one underneath and go through the next one, which is the first bead in the next group of 2 from the row below. So picking up 1, you're between that group of 2 again, so you're coming out of this one and you're going to go straight down through the next one. Picking up 1, you're coming out here, so now you're going to skip over that one underneath and go through the next one. Picking up 1, this time you're between that last group of 2, so you're coming out of this one, go straight down through the next one. And the last bead of the row is here, so we're coming out of here, you're going to skip the one underneath, go through the next one and up into the one above as well. So through the next one and up into the one above, like that. Pull that through and then pull it really tight. Okay, so we've got this, and we've got these 6 beads on the edge that are on the top row. So they're the beads we're going to be going through. This time we're going to alternate between picking up 2 beads, then 1, then 2, then 1, all the way around. Starting by picking up 2 beads, and you're coming out of this one, you're going to skip over one and go through the next one on the top row. Okay, this time you're just going to pick up one bead. Coming out here, skip over one, go through the next one. Okay, this time we're picking up two beads again. So you're coming out of this one, skipping over one, going through the next one. This time picking up one bead and the same thing. So coming out here, skip over one, go through the next one. This time picking up two, skip over one, go through the next one. And last bead of the row, just picking up one. So we're coming out here, so skipping over one, going through the next one, and then because it's the last bead in the row, up into the one above as well, like that. Pull that nice and tight. So you should have this. This time we're going to be putting single beads down the centre of those three groups of two, and also in all these gaps in between as well. So I'll talk you through it. So the first one, picking up one, you're coming out here, you're going to go straight down through the next bead. Now picking up one, you're coming out here, so you're going to skip over one and go through this next one, which is on the top row. Again, picking up one, coming out here, so you're going to skip over one, go through the next one. Now picking up one, and this time you're in the middle of one of those groups of two, so you're coming out of this one and you're going to go straight through the one next to it. Again, picking up one, coming out here, so you're going to skip over the next one and go through the one after that. And again, picking up one, coming out here, skip over one and go through the next one. Now we're between that next group of two, so we're coming out of this one, pick up one and go straight down through the next one. Picking up one, now you're coming out here, skip over one, through the next one. And picking up one, you're coming out here, you're going to skip over one, go through the next one and up into the one above because it's the last bead of the row, like that. And then as always, pull that nice and tight. So now we have this. So now for the next 5 rows, you're just going to do regular peyote stitch, where you're going to do that same thing we did in the row below, picking up one bead, but it's going to be the same all the way around. So picking up one, skipping over one, going through the next one, picking up one, skipping over one, through the next one, picking up one, skipping over one, through the next one, all the way around for the next 5 rows. So I'm going to talk you through the first one, and then I'll let you go ahead and do the 4 rows after that by yourself. A little tip that I do when you need to do that many rows of the same thing over and over again, you can kind of lose count, and I can like look back down the piece and see how many rows I've done, but it's hard for me to teach you how to do that. I don't really know how to explain that. I can just kind of see by looking at it. But if you don't know how to do that, or you're a beginner, then if you know you've got to do 5 more rows of that exact same thing, I'll just put aside 5 beads just to the side like that, and at the start of each row, the first bead in the row only, I'll pick up from that pile, and then I'll go back to the rest of the pile for the rest of the row. And then when I do my next row, for the first bead in the row, I'll pick up one, so you know when you've used all of those, then you've done your amount of rows that you need to do. Okay, But anyway, so I'm going to show you for the first one and then I'll let you go ahead and do your other 4 rows. So picking up one, coming out here, you're going to skip over that one underneath, go through the next one on the top row. Picking up one, now coming out here, skip over one, go through the next one. And in each row there'll be 9 beads in total for you to count as well, in case you need to count to know when to step up. So this is bead 3, skipping over one, go through the next one. Bead 4, skipping over one, through the next one. Picking up bead 5, gonna come out here, skip over one, go through, the next one. Bead 6, coming out here, skipping over one, going through the next one. This is bead 7, skipping over one, going through the next one. Bead 8, skipping over one, going through the next one. And bead 9, so the last bead of the row, which means, so remember this as well for all your other rows, when you're on your last bead, same thing, skipping over one, going through the next one, but also stepping up into this bead above. So, whoa, I just flew that bead across the room. So picking up one, skipping over one, going through the next one, and then up into the bead diagonally above. So don't forget to step up at the end of each row or you will get lost. So yeah, also for each row you can count aside 9 beads if that makes it easier for you, so you know when you're at the end of the row. Okay, pull that through and pull it nice and tight. So now we have this. So now, like I said, you're going to do that same exact thing. So 9 single beads in all these spaces, skipping over one, going through the next one and stepping up at the end of each row for 4 more rows. So I've got my 4 beads here that I'm going to start my rows with, and then I'll show you what to do next. So once you've done all those extra rows, it should look a bit like this right now. So we're going to kind of decrease. It's kind of an uneven decrease because, well, you'll see there's not enough spaces, but it works out fine, doesn't matter. Start by picking up one. Okay, so you're coming out of this one, you're going to skip over one, go through the next one, then skip over another one and go through the one after that. So you're going through the next 2 on the top row, like that. Same again, picking up one and going through the next 2 on the top row. So coming out here, skip over one, through the next one, skip over another one and through the one after that. It doesn't want to. There we go. Like that. Same thing again, picking up one, coming out here, skipping over one, going through those next 2 on the top row. Picking up one, same thing again, skipping over one, going through the next one, skipping over one, through the one after that. Here's where it gets uneven, so this time you're going to pick up one and you're just going to skip over one, through the next one, but we're at the end of the row, so now we're just going to step up into that bead above, which is the first one we added in this row, like that. So that's where it's a bit uneven, but you can't tell when the piece comes together. So now we have this. It's kind of hard to show you now, but you should be able to see on your own piece you'll have these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beads kind of pulling in the center. And we're going to put green beads in between those. So switching to your green now and picking up one. So I'm coming out of this one. So you're sort of skipping over these 2 here and going through that next one, which is pulling into the center. Like I said, hopefully you'll be able to see better on your own piece. It's just hard to show you with the red in the middle on mine. And again, picking up a green. Now we're coming out of this one here. So you can skip these two that are joined together by that thread from the row below and go through the next one, which is in the centre. Same again, picking up one, skipping over those two and going through the next one. Picking up one, skipping the two, going through the next one, and then this last one is where it's a bit different again. This time you're just picking up one, skipping over one instead of two, going through the next one, and then up into that first green one. Okay, pull that tight. Now I'm going to circle through all of those green beads again. Not going through any of the red, just going through the green ones to bring them together. A couple of times. Pull it nice and tight. And now we have this, and this is it all finished. So now if you wanted to, you can tie off your threads if you're going to use a head pin, which I usually do. You could create a loop from here of seed beads with your jump ring attached if you wanted to. Yeah, so now we need to just tie your threads off. So what I'll do is I'll move a little bit down into the raspberry. So just follow the path of the beads down into the side. I love how these beads really do look like the little juicy seeds of a raspberry. So I'll move to the side, it doesn't matter where you are. So I'm coming out here, so you see these threads, I'm going to try and catch those with my needle. So take your needle under those threads and catch them. Pull that through and go through that loop 2 times, pulling it down until you feel the knot tighten, like that. Now move through a few beads. Pull that nice and hard, and the knot should kind of disappear inside the bead, so you can't really see it. And then tie as many as you want and do the same with your tail thread, and then we'll be finished. So that is them all finished. So here's what they look like. Ooh, I think they look very juicy berries. Very cute. So I've got a lot of other beaded berry videos, raspberries, blackberries, strawberries, cherries, all sorts of different fruits and berries. So I will leave a link for my beaded fruit and veg playlist below if you want to check out all my other 3D fruits and things like that, and all my other 3D berry videos, because I have got quite a few different sizes, bigger than this and a lot smaller than this as well, which is cute. And I think all of them combined in a bracelet would be so nice, with like green vines and maybe some daisies in between. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and you found this helpful. You're able to make one of these very cute berries. You can follow me on Instagram at Beading by Hannah and comment down below here anything else you'd like to see, and like this video if you enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe to see more of my videos. Thanks so much for watching everyone, see you next time, bye!